Love my people. I'm back in the building after 4 days. Your brother is back in the building. What up? I said, what up? You said, what up? I took your girl, so what up? LL Cool J 1987 lyrics from the record known as Candy. I'm back, so you know I gotta get the extra spray down on.
The only black talk radio station west of the Mississippi. And they wondered if a black talk radio station would work in Southern California. Y'all did it. Well, KBLA Talk 1580 toasts its third anniversary on Juneteenth, and you're invited to celebrate with us. Hey, Tabitha Smiley, all the bomb. All you have to do is go to KBLA1580.com right now and sign up. Admission is free, but mandatory, and space is limited. Once we reach capacity, we'll have to cut off the online registration, but it's open right now. Oh my God. So don't delay.
That's nasty.
Log on to KBLATalk1580.com right now and register to join us for an afternoon of good music, good people, and good vibes. Wednesday, June 19th, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. We will provide the food and drink, but be sure to bring your low-back chairs, blankets, and your personal picnic baskets. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's celebrate 3 years of being the most trusted, credible, and reliable source of news and information.
We love you, KBLA.
We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we're black and stride again. Black and stride again. Happy anniversary.
Everybody hit that like button. Come on, come on, come on. Your brother Zoe Williams, I'm back.
I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story. So she's driving me insane, that stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, and I'm about to feel the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light. See the light.
Come on, y'all. Let's like it up. Odada, Iwoki, Alaje, Beyonce. Lalu. To what? What happened where?
So excited to be here today. This is such an honor to be here. I'm going to start my research presentation by talking to you about a couple of statistics about the Houston Department of Violence. So now,
Wait. Hold on. That audio is so bad, but that video is so important that I need everybody to go watch that video. It's going to sound better on your phone, But you must watch the video. Andy, what is the name of this particular clip?
So go to YouTube. The title of the video is Keynote Speaker, Why Women Hit Their Violent Partners, Part 1. Once again, the title of the video is Keynote Speaker, Why Women Hit Their Violent Partners, Part 1. The name of the channel is Bostic Family. That's Bostic Family, Bostic Family.
Yes, and she's doing a lecture at the University of Winston-Salem. And it's such a profound piece with regard to tonight's topic. I knew the audio was going to be a little sketchy. Andy knew it was going to be a little sketchy. And we wanted to just try it anyway. That's why I gave it a quick 5 seconds just to see, you know, if we could turn it up or whatever. And it sounds terrible. But believe me when I tell you, it's worth it. It's worth you struggling with this video at home. I promise you the content is crazy. Now, Andy has been asking me to address this thing for a minute for some shows. People keep asking, what is the song that Zoe plays at the start of every show? I know y'all love it, little Afro beat. You know, I know you're feeling it. Really, the song is called ESU. E-S-U. That's the name of the song. And the reason why I play it is because in West African spirituality and belief systems, Eshu is the gatekeeper. He opens the way. So before every ceremony, you got to deal with Eshu first, right? So when there's a ceremony for anything, you know, they go to Eshu first to open the way. And I figured before every show, Eshu gonna open the way. That's why I play the Eshu song at the beginning of every show. I love it. And I know you love it too. Look it up. Eshu. Now, let's get into today's topic. And it's a heated topic. It's a heavy topic. I wanted to deal with this topic after all of the fuss died down a little. I mean, because it was in the media cycle strong. And that's the whole Diddy and the domestic violence that was perpetuated against Cassie. And again, like, you remember the movie Faces of Death? You understand? I have friends who would love to watch that. I don't want to see nothing that's going to sit in my spirit once I turn it off, right? I can remember, you know, friends, look, they beating the monkey head open and they eating the brains. He's alive. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. And, you know, the clip, you know, in the hotel, and it was ubiquitous. So it was everywhere. You could just, you know, any social media platform you get on, you know what I'm saying? It's like, wow, oh, goodness. So, and let me preface this, like you know, I haven't been the most respectful to women, you know, in my young years. You know. But after having a daughter, you know, my mamas and my mother, I did say mamas. That wasn't a slip, because I got mamas, you know, that would always check me, big mama and you know, my mother and aunts, and, you know, and then you have a daughter and you see your mama's face in your daughter. And, you know, that was the beginning of my spiritual up-leveling when it came to women. You know, I was very dismissive. What was the word back in the 80s we used to use? Conceited. Yeah, bam. You know, what is that? Arrogant today? or what is dismissive, meh, but my daughter taught me a lot about being a man, you know, about being a father, about being a protector, about being a provider. I can remember, I don't give a damn about Valentine's Day. I just don't. The way I move as a man, man, flowers. But my daughter is in school, and I'm still not a big, huge fan of Valentine's Day, but, you know, my daughter's in school, and I'm noticing, like, oh, I remember the kids give each other candy, and, that's at the elementary level. That's easy. Middle school and high school get a little tricky because people giving you candy are actually interested in you. So my daughter, in high school, very shy, introverted, you know. Her brother was the dun, 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 she was very quiet and introverted. And so I recognized, like, oh, let me make sure I get her. I'm taking her to school. Let's stop, get her some hearts, get her some chocolates, And I remember one time in particular, I bought her the chocolates, and she took a picture of the chocolates. It was a heart box. She took a picture of it and posted it on her Instagram. And that's when I knew, my presence and my effect on her mattered. My daughter taught me a lot about being me. Like, she revealed a lot of me to me. I mean, parts of myself I was totally oblivious to. This little red panda bear just, brought it all out, and I love her to death for it today. And the reason why I was reluctant, right, is because I'm a redeemed, wounded healer, right? Y'all know my story. Y'all heard me tell my story a million times. I've done everything wrong. Done everything wrong. Communicate wrong, listen wrong, respond wrong. I've done all of it. But one thing that I have been doing since I was 17 is self-work. And every year it has progressively gotten more intense. Y'all heard me use this analogy before. You remember Biggie's record, More Money, More Problems? Well, more consciousness, the more complicated life challenges become, right? So, children, my daughter in particular, children it opened up a new level of understanding in me. Now, it doesn't mean I was perfect. Doesn't mean I enacted those changes, because when the consciousness comes too conscious, like oh, wow, I need to do this. Doesn't mean I did it right off the top. But, waking up, seeing her face, her smiling and, happy to see her dad. I mean, that created a dynamic in me that, it really was the catalyst for all good things that I have done for myself. And I know I'm being a little long-winded and waxing nostalgic about my baby girl, but she's the only one I got. She's the only girl I have. So, like I said, the video last week, it was jarring, and then the subsequent apology, people drugged the man for the apology. and probably rightfully so. But I don't know, so I reserve judgment because I don't know if he was remorseful or not. I can't judge through an IG, post or whatever. I could speculate like everyone else. Oh, the PR people wanted to get out ahead of it, or they wanted to clean it up. Whatever. I'm not going to judge the apology, but he apologized. A lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people didn't accept it. And so last week, I was going to do this show last week, but I pulled it back because I was like, man, everybody is talking about it. I'm going to wait until we get a little bit more space, then I'm going to talk about it. Tonight's topic. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Get to your phone lines, 1-800-920-1580. I need to hear from you tonight. Oh, this is a complex, layered, nuanced topic. And I think it's very important that we have a knockdown, drag out, serious, real, respectful conversation about it. Relationship as a contact sport. Yeesh. A deeper look at domestic violence in intimate partner relationships, right? We're going to look at common couple violence. We're going to look at intimate partner violence. We're going to look at IT. I think it's important that we have a serious conversation about this tonight. The number to dial, 1-800-920-1580. What are some indicators that a person is experiencing domestic violence? How does the culmination of low self-esteem, childhood trauma, and insecure attachment styles develop into an abusive relationship dynamic? What are some key components in breaking down the cycle of abuse in a relationship? Are these components primarily dependent upon the nature of the abuse and or the receptivity of the partners involved? 1-800-920-1580. Get ready, get ready, get ready. What are some redeeming qualities needed in order to salvage an abusive relationship? Is there no salvaging of a relationship that has experienced domestic violence? When I come forward, the phone lines are open. And I would love to have a real serious conversation about this. You hear me talk about, humans are works in progresses, works in progress, not progresses. What is going on? Mumble rap did it to me. Anyway, you hear me talk about humans are, works in progress. And if that's the case, I mean, how do you move forward? Can you move forward? When I come forward, we're going to talk about it. Them gosh darn Migos. What up, y'all? I'm back in the building. Can I get everybody to hit the like button? Can I get everybody to hit the like button? Listen, I'm your brother Zoe Williams. Check it. If you guys appreciate this show, if you guys appreciate this platform, all 65 of you guys, please hit my Cash App. Show your love. Go to $ ZoWhatNetter. Support, 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 support. We don't ask much. We just ask that you drop 5. If you got a 5 spot, drop a 5 spot on my Cash App. It is greatly appreciated if you do. And if you do that, I'm probably going to see your name come across my screen on the phone. I see your name. I'm going to shout you out. Nothing but love, nothing but appreciation for everybody. I hope you guys enjoy this platform. I hope you guys enjoy the content that we bring to the table from Monday through Thursday. I need to see the love. Let's go. I'm coming off my birthday weekend. It was a good weekend. I got a chance to chill. There was a chili cook-off at the Cigar Lounge on Saturday. It was cool. It was really cool. Sunday. Yeah, it was really cool. But yeah, And remember, my longest break is in 9 minutes. Aaron Wilson is the first on the Cash App. Aaron Wilson, your Cash App is greatly appreciated, my friend, and I appreciate you. I got violence once. The girl blocked my path when I tried to leave during an argument. I just throatfully removed. Wow. Wow. No judgment. No judgment. No judgment whatsoever. No judgment. 60 seconds, guys. Hey, Danielle Jones. Danielle. Thank you so much, Danielle. That's the second Cash App. Come on, y'all. Let's follow. And remember, do it during the breaks so I can see you and acknowledge you. Yeah. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. And let's roll. We got 60 people. Can we get 25 of you guys to act now? No worries. Happy birthday, Zoe. Ah, thank you. Thank you.
More is the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. Clip on that.
Abuse is often misunderstood, and people can assume that those in abusive relationships knew they were going to be that way from the beginning. But most people don't know about the cycle of abuse or what narcissistic abuse looks like, which is why today I want to talk about the cycle of abuse, why we can get stuck in it, why it's so stigmatized, and what we can do to free ourselves. If you're new here, my name is Katie Morton. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I talk about abuse, trauma, eating disorders, depression, all things mental health related. So if you'd like to subscribe, we would love to have you. I promise you will always leave with some helpful information for you or for someone that you love. And subscribing really helps creators keep doing what we do. Okay, let's jump into this topic. The cycle of abuse was a theory that was developed in 1979 by Lenore Walker. And what you should know about it is it's a cycle, so it's a circle. And briefly, I'm going to explain to you how it works. Now, there's this tension building phase, and that's actually the longest phase, because this is when we feel like we're walking on eggshells, like trying not
Pause
to
it.
upset.
I need you to call in right now. Have you ever experienced the tension building phase of a relationship? Doesn't necessarily mean it ends up in a domestic violent act, but have you ever experienced the tension building phase that's being articulated right now? The number to dial, 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. Listen, I just want to know how you were able to get out of it if nothing came of it. Go ahead, Andy.
Longest phase, because this is when we feel like we're walking on eggshells, like trying not to upset them, trying not to cause the abuse to happen again. And it will build and build and build and build until we reach the precipice and the incident occurs, which is when the abuse happens. Okay, so something happens, they've harmed us in some way. Let's say we're in a domestic violence type of situation. So let's say my partner hits me. So that incident happens.
And then immediately we fall into what's known as the reconciliation or honeymoon period, where, oh, he says, I'm so sorry, it'll never happen again, and maybe make some excuses, like, things have just been really stressful, and I didn't realize I was under so much pressure, and I took it out on you just because I love you so much. They might even shower us with gifts or take us out to dinner, take us on dates and things like that. That's why they kind of call it this honeymoon period, right? So we've gone from tension building, incident, honeymoon period, and then the last is calm. And as things progress, there's a lot of conversation around whether calm is a stage of it or not. And some people, it is gone. There's no calm. We go right back into tension building. But for many, there is this calm phase when things kind of return, quote unquote, back to normal. The one part that's the hardest for people to understand is how can we get stuck in this cycle, right? If I feel this tension building in my relationship and then they harm me, why wouldn't I just leave? Well, the thing that we're forgetting is that having someone we love hurt us really erodes at our self-esteem and our confidence. Not to mention, think of like love bombing. We've talked about love bombing in the past in relation to narcissistic abuse, and that is when someone showers us like over the top with affection, attention, words of affirmation. They compliment us. They give
Wait,
us
pause
gifts,
it. She is cooking with the rarest grease we have heard on this show in a long time. As a matter of fact, we're going to pause that video. We're going to come back to it because she's on fire. She's breaking down the cycle. Let me tell you something. We talk about attachment styles all the time. Wherever there is an attachment, wherever there is some type of abuse, there will be a subsequent pattern. See, people think they're pretty original. No, you're acting out of a pattern. We're going to get more into that when we come forward. The concept of relationship as a contact sport challenges us to explore the dynamics of intimacy through the lens that transcends the traditional notions of connection. This provocative theme delves into the complexities of interpersonal interactions, diving into the darker corners where covert domestic violence, the bidirectionality of abuse between genders, verbal abuse, psychological abuse, narcissistic tendencies, and emotional abuse lurk. Domestic violence is a pervasive issue that oftentimes manifests in subtle ways. We're going to talk about it when we come forward. We're just getting started. Get to your phone lines. It's about to get deeper than knee deep. So can we get any callers? We don't have any callers, not even Sean. Maybe that's what you can call in and talk about, my friend. I would love to talk about that, especially with regards to that video clip we sent you, or I sent you. Everybody hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, like it up, like it up, like it up, like it up, like it up. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Like it up, like it up. Let's go. Like it up, like it up, like it up, like it up, like it up. Let's go. Come on, y'all. What up, Neek is the night? Call in. I want to hear from y'all. Let's get these phone lines cracking. Moderators, assemble. Please put the phone line and my Cash App in the chat. Are we just talking about the physical abuse? No, we're going to get into verbal abuse, emotional abuse, psychological abuse. If you notice, I stopped her because she was going into breadcrumbing and all of this, that, and the third. These are all forms of abuse. All right? Let's go. We got 3 Cash Apps. If we can get 22 more, we'd appreciate it. We're trying to get 22 of the 57 that are in here. Hit that like button. Too many likes have not been recorded. Let's like it up, like it up, like it up. I'm excited today. Where's your excitement for today? Let's go. And I want to say thank you to everybody that has already supported. We appreciate it. The Wife School Prod podcast. Hey, welcome to the show. Appreciate you guys. This is my longest break, guys. We've got 5 minutes. So anybody that donates right now, hit my super chat or the Cash App. Anybody that shows me a little love, I'll get a notification and I will definitely let you guys hear about it. If you support me, I'm gonna big you up, all right? You can leave a little message I can read on the Cash App, the whole 9 yards. So if you leave a Cash App, just say, Zoe, how you doing? Happy birthday. Happy belated birthday. What up, Zoe? You know, love the show. Whatever you want to say on the Cash App, just put your note in there and I'll shout you out right now. We got 4 minutes to do it. Appreciate everybody for being in here. Like it, share it, you know, share it. Share it. Share it. Cold piece of work. And the Wife School podcast, you should definitely call in. I would love to hear your POV on tonight's show. Ladies, call in. Please, ladies, brothers, call in. Brothers, call in. Truemonger, Reggie White, Tapped In, Nzenga. Call in. Let's go. Let's nationalize the show. Where are my people at? Man, that would be great if somebody, I see you. That would be great if somebody could call in and give out the National Domestic Violence Hotline. That would be dope. Nzenga, call in. We got 3 minutes. We got 3 minutes. Let's go. Now's the time to support. Show your love, show your love, show your love. For love, money. So, Andy, are you familiar with some of the stuff on that playlist? Next to me. Yep. My brother, John Gilbreth of the Highland Gilbreths. Everybody hit the like button on John's donation to the channel. We'd appreciate y'all showing him love. Everybody hit that like button. You know you can hit the like button when somebody hits the super chat. Everybody, come on, everybody. Like that for that man. That brother supports all the time, and we should show our appreciation. Boom. I'm going to like yours too. Boom. There we go. The Wife School Podcast. Salute to Mr. Zoe. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Question H. Just hit us with a Cash App on the 5 spot side of the game. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Question H. Always supporting, always showing love. Love, 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 love. Love to everybody that's got it. Love to everybody that's got it and supporting the show. We appreciate it. We're almost there. Are y'all scared to talk about this conversation? 30 seconds. Are y'all scared to talk? Truemonger brand. What up, True Measy? We appreciate the Cash App, True. Truemonger always supports. Love that brother. And he calls in and he drops science. Thank you, Truemonger. Nothing but love. Man, always showing love. Thank you.
Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Narcissistic abuse, and that is when someone showers us like over the top with affection, attention, words of affirmation. They compliment us, they give us gifts, they take us on expensive trips, they can do all of this stuff. It's like, it's a love bomb, right? It can be like a fog. We can't even see out of it. And it's done as a manipulation tactic. And that's an important key, because people can be loving and affectionate. There's nothing wrong with that. But love bombing is done so that we essentially can't see straight, and we just are so overwhelmed with all the attention, affection, the gifts, everything, that we just can't help but think that that person's amazing, right? So we can be kind of in this fog, not able to see clearly. And then when that person that we think loved us so dearly harms us, we can believe them when they say it won't happen again. Or we can think that we've done something wrong, right? And as this abuse continues, it slowly erodes at our self-esteem and our confidence. If we grew up in an abusive home, we're almost used to this cycle and that tension-building feeling. And even though it might be, or it is unhealthy, but it might be comfortable to us, right? And so we can find ourselves in those patterns of behavior, finding the same relationships that we honestly tried to probably get away from growing up. And I also want to mention that a lot of times when we're in these types of abusive relationships, they will try to isolate us from our friends and family. A lot of times they'll tell us they don't have to be your best interest in heart, or they'll bring up like an old hurt because you've told them about something maybe a friend said or did, or a family member, didn't show up for me and it really hurt my feelings. They'll use these secrets or past events as like weapons so that you end up without anybody around you and are fully dependent upon them. Now, being in an abusive relationship, unfortunately, is incredibly stigmatized. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, what? That doesn't make any sense. But just take a minute with me. Consider what you would think if one of your close friends came to you and told you that they were in an abusive relationship. What would your reaction be? What if they then told you that they love that person?
Man, oh man, it's Shevitz. The VOR is live on KBLA Talk 1580. Back in the building with another powerful topic. Don't be afraid. I know there's a stigma around this discussion, and I know a lot of people are embarrassed. A lot of people don't want to put their business out there. I get it. I anticipated as much. But at the end of the day, every time I get on this microphone, I'm trying to bring conversations that are designed to up-level our consciousness. And whenever you're trying to up-level your consciousness, it's not an easy task. Right? We have myriad tough discussions here, but I need you guys to lean in on this one. The number to dial, 1-800-920-1580. The roots of an abusive relationship dynamic are often intertwined with deep-seated issues such as low self-esteem, childhood trauma, and insecure attachment styles. These factors can create a breeding ground for toxic patterns of behaviors that perpetuate cycles of abuse. Now, many times people get abuse caught up with, they put it in a box. Oh, it's just physical. No, there's psychological abuse, as the different clips have illustrated, right? There's love bombing is what she said. Love bombing is when you pour it on hot and heavy early to get the person in. Love bombing is like lure on a fish hook, a worm on a fish hook. You lure them in and then you turn it off. And that turn off, when you turn off the faucet of caring, of nurturing, of fake empathy, of fake love, all of that, you have them like, man, that was a damn good cracker. What was that, a Ritz cracker? You have them sprung on it. Then you pull it away. That's emotional abuse. That's psychological abuse. They talk about gaslighting. They talk about breadcrumbing, the whole 9 yards, right? Love bombing is turning the love blast on, then turning it off, then taking it away. It's like buying the kid their favorite Christmas toy, letting them open it, then wrap it back up and say you can't have it until your birthday. You understand what I'm saying? These are real types of abuse. And I need you guys to understand it happens in relationships all the time. These factors can create a breeding ground for toxic patterns of behaviors that perpetuate the cycle of abuse. Breaking free from this cycle pattern requires a combination of self-awareness, here's the one, courage, and external support, as well as a willingness to challenge ingrained beliefs and societal expectations. This is heavy stuff tonight. We got callers all over the world. People want to talk about it. And I'm not afraid to have the conversation. And remember the main rule for the Voice of Reason. It's no disrespect. Okay? It's a non-judgmental space. I want to hear from everybody. I want to hear from people who survived. I want to hear from people who may have perpetuated domestic violence or perpetuated the toxicity within a relationship that may have led to a domestic violence incident. Call me right now, 1-800-920-1580. Let's get a caller on the line. Who's been on the longest? You already know. That's Attila, Houston, Texas. Talk to me.
Uncle Joe, what's up?
What up, what up, what up? What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Man, this topic right here.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to talk about something that maybe are kind of uncomfortable related to this subject that kind of needs to be dissected a little bit more. And that's one, being bi-directional, what that really means in terms of domestic violence. And then two, kind of like the abuse trend that goes from a mother being abused to the children then being abused. And I have like a personal relationship with that second part.
Lay it flat. Lay it flat. Attila, we here for you. Lay it flat.
It's not really my story specifically, but this is kind of bringing to light for me how my mom grew up. You know, my grandmother was abused by my grandfather, and it was the 60s. So, you know, she's in a position where she doesn't have anywhere to go, doesn't have education. So I think when we're talking about abuse present day versus past day, there is a little bit of a difference there sometimes, not always. But I think that what's not talked about enough is how the children have to deal with that. And so I think that due to what my grandmother was put through, that caused her to become an abuser as well. So sometimes the victim will take on the characteristics of the abuser because they're powerless to do anything else about it.
Wow.
Not saying all the time.
Right.
But I'm just saying that, like, what I've observed in my own life, and it was, like, so traumatic for my mom to the point where she, like, didn't even want my little brother to go with my grandma by himself type of thing. So, yeah, so I say all that to say that I think we have some misconceptions about abuse sometimes, and even the bi-directional part, meaning going both ways. So if you have a wife that maybe is more covertly abusive, meaning maybe she uses mental and emotional tactics, the husband may be more physical. It doesn't mean that there's only abuse going one way. It's just that it's going both ways. One of them has visible scars and the other one doesn't.
Wow. That's heavy. That's heavy. But do women hit men?
Absolutely.
Because you said bi-directionality. I'm figuring violence is bi-directional, right? In relationship. I think the stigma is around men's size and strength. Right? Men are bigger, men are stronger. If we pop off, we tend to hurt women. Women can pop off and not hurt us so much unless she's got a hot pot of grits, unless she's got a baseball bat. Unless, you understand what I'm saying? There has to be something to augment her strength in that way. And that isn't to say there aren't some women out there putting straight lefts and rights and knocking dudes out of their shoes. I saw it on Twitter, or what was I saw it on Instagram, or what was that, TikTok. But it's a real thing, but it's not as prevalent as men popping off. It's not as prevalent as men popping off. And when men pop off, women tend to get hurt or women tend to die. Your thoughts?
I mean, I think our abuse is more covert. So I might not hit you with a left hook, but I might put some arsenic in your coffee. That sounds crazy.
Ooh,
but I'm just saying,
what?
There's a lot of cases. I watch a lot of, like, YouTube, like, mysteries and crimes and things like that. And there's a lot of cases where, women have been found guilty for what I'm talking about, right? Whether that's food poisoning or financial abuse is another one, right? I don't know if you remember that song from Blue Cantrell, right? Go spend all his money type of thing. Like, that is abuse.
Financial,
Right. And
Wow.
granted, based on what Blue was talking about, you would call that retroactive because, she's doing it in response to his wrongs or however you want to see it, but it's still abuse nonetheless. And so I think when you're talking about crimes that are hidden, like I said, crimes that don't have scars, which men or women can suffer from, I think that women are more likely to perpetrate that for exactly what you mentioned. But then also the other side of that, and maybe this is just me, I feel like emotional and mental abuse leaves worse scars on someone sometimes, in the sense that you almost would want the person to, like, just hit me, get it over with type of thing, because it's something that you can ruminate on and play over in your mind, and it's something that doesn't really leave you. So I've heard really sad stories, like I said, especially from guys growing up whose moms are abusive towards them when we were growing up, and we had no idea. They were going to school just like the rest of us. And so who knows what she was dealing with at home. That's why I say the connection to two parents getting into it and what that does to the child, what abuse they have to go through, is really important to explore, because I think without that, we're going to have more cases.
Wow. Heavy stuff. I really appreciate you calling in and laying it flat. If you want to bring your city in the building, like Attila just brought Houston in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. And before we come forward, go to Amazon.com and pick up The Verbally Abusive Relationship by Patricia Evans. Great read. I read it years ago. I keep it in rotation. The Verbally Abusive Relationship. It is the 3rd edition right now. Go get it right now. Zoe Williams, Voice of Reason, still cooking. Great call, Attila. Great call. Great call. Great call. Good shit. Everybody shout out Attila, my little niece. I got a niece, man. I got a bunch of nieces, actually, and Attila is one of them. It's all love. Shout out to Attila, man. She did a great job. Great call. What's up from Gainesville, Florida? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Hey, get on here. Y'all should call in. Let's talk about it. Nothing is going to be embarrassing. Nothing's going to be disrespectful. Let's talk about that. No doubt, Attila. No doubt. No doubt. Hey, now's the time. Go to my Cash App. If you haven't done it, this is only for those who have not done it. For everybody that has done it, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you so much for supporting your brother Zoe. Thank you for going to my Cash App. Hey, but if you haven't done it, go do it right now. Go to my Cash App right now. Go to my Cash App right now. If you got a 5 spot, put it on my Cash App. Moderators, please put my Cash App in the chat. Spam it. My Cash App is $Zoe What Netter. What do you guys think so far of my troop playlist? It's all troop tonight, by the way. Thank you, Nzinga. Nzinga, you should call in because I want you to talk about that hotline, please. Thank you, Question H. We appreciate your support as well. Anybody who donates during the breaks, I get to see your name. You can leave a message on. It's nice. I like Troop. Thank you. Yes, yes. Why Troop? Sometimes you need to troop up on out of there. Boom. That was terrible. I'm sorry. No, we just decided it. Andy said 90s R&B. He said I've been hip hop. No, the first song was Troop. It's produced by Levert. Andy is the one who picked, you know. He who thinks said, wow. I do feel bad. Third eye, I do. It was terrible. It was in poor taste. Featuring Gerald for sure.
More. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
That's my attitude. That's my attitude. That's my attitude. That's my attitude.
Let's dance.
Right after.
Say you don't like the way that I am. Frankly, baby, I don't give a damn. After all, the things you put me through, I'm not gonna take this stuff from you. They say that you can't believe that I'm making me so rude. Hey, baby, that's my attitude. Call me out on the phone, telling me don't be cruel. Hey, baby, that's my attitude.
You don't understand why I'm acting like this. You want to see me explain why? When people think about post-traumatic stress disorder, they think about a war veteran, but the truth is PTSD can affect anyone following a traumatic event or experience. One common way PTSD can manifest is through intimate partner violence. IPV includes any behavior within an intimate relationship that causes physical, sexual, or psychological harm, including acts of physical aggression, sexual coercion, psychological abuse.
Pause it. See, I really want to bring it back because what she just said makes us all abusers. It makes us, nobody wants to have that conversation. It makes us all abusers. Anything that causes psychological harm. So you think gaslighting, stonewalling, breadcrumbing, love bombing. Do you understand what I'm saying? We want to focus on the more demonstrative manifestations of it. But that's why on the way out of the last segment, I rushed in that promo for that book, The Verbally Abusive Relationship, How to Recognize It and How to Respond by Patricia Evans. Please understand, don't you know somebody could rip your damn soul out with a sweet voice, with poisonous words that have poisonous intent, that will leave psychological wounds in your spirit until you try to heal? Do you understand what I'm saying? A lot of people think, Oh, that person swung on me. You can swing on somebody with your mouth. And it doesn't necessarily have to have a bad tone to it. People can say some of the most denigrating, disparaging, disrespectful, and hurtful things in the nicest of ways. 1-800-920-1580. Go ahead, finish that clip.
And IPV almost always go hand in hand, and sometimes symptoms are often overlooked or underreported due to stigma or fear. Living with PTSD can be incredibly difficult, but with counseling and medical support, people can learn to manage their symptoms and start to move forward. Remember, you're not alone in this.
That's a heavy clip. We may have to play that little sucker again because she dropped so many jewels, so many bars. Listen, we got callers from all over the country. I want to get everybody in. Let's do it right now. Sean, Oakland, California. You're up next. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Well, brother, I mean, it's a very important topic. I can only give you my insight from being in a relationship for a long time, right? I'm not trying to be an expert. I'm not trying to tell you this is how you should do it. But what I'm saying is manipulators, like people that want to manipulate your mind, whether it be a con thing in the media or, trying to sell you some BS, pillow or something that is crazy. The fact of the matter is there's always intent with those people. They're con people. Mostly con men, but there's some con women too, let's be honest. And they always do that, and they have intention. They definitely have intention, because a lot of people that try to stay in a relationship who are con people, manipulators, they will say something like, oh, once they get found out, right, and you have this big argument.
Wait, Sean, I need you to hold that thought. I need you to remember that thought, because when we come forward, we going back to Oakland. Sean is cooking. Them boys, them boys was popping back in the day. Yeah. What up, y'all? What up? What up? What up? Hey, now's the time to support. If you guys enjoy the topic, if you enjoy the content, please show your love, show your love, show your love. Come on, show your love. Where does show your love come from? Is it Steve Harvey and the Apollo Theater? Is that what that is? That's what it is. Because I'm in my head going, show your love. Why am I saying that? It's Steve. So when you getting back on the 5150 show? Well, let's look at it. It's 8 o'clock right now, D. I think they start pretty soon. My brother called. I would love to go back on. It's just we got conflicting schedules. And I've been saying that for the past 2 years, and it seems like nobody's listening. Like, it seems like nobody's listening or watching. Like, we got 2 different schedules. I think they started around 8:30. I'm still 30 minutes left on the air. I think I'm at the 90-minute mark at that point. So it's just hard to do them both because I'm on Tuesday nights, they're on Tuesday nights. So it's really just a conflict of schedules. But those my brothers over there, and sister Darlene, ain't nothing but love, always love. They good people, they doing their thing, and that's what's up. I mean, they doing it big. Craig, shit. I mean, they doing it big, big. So the homeboy Phil is over there. Nail. Yeah, man. 5150 is legend. That's a juggernaut. No, me and Corey got great chemistry. We get on the air, man. You know, Shaq and Kobe, Magic and Kareem. You know what I mean? It's that kind of get down, and that's always been natural. That was never something that was forced or nobody tried to coerce that chemistry. It was a natural, fire ass chemistry, man. And man, I miss those days. Those were great days.
Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a bad person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy snack? The child wasn't here, and you still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How is that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I was like, is this something wrong with that?
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed. Hit you with a bad touch routine. How does he maintain his pomposity?
He likes it when it pinches my lips.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a combative man on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you make women so well?
So Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
Wow, glad you're here. I just found out that one of my best friends was in an abusive relationship for so long, and none of us knew anything about it. I'm heartbroken. I thought we told each other everything. Maybe if I'd spoken up, she would have talked to me about it sooner. So, here goes. Intimate partner violence, sometimes called teen dating violence or domestic violence, is a pattern of behaviors used by one partner to maintain power and control over another partner in an intimate relationship. An intimate partner is a person's boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, partner, or lover. Intimate partner violence may include different kinds of abuse. Physical abuse may include hitting, kicking, punching, or other kinds of physical violence. Emotional abuse may not include physical violence, but it can be equally as harmful. When someone is abused emotionally, they may be called names, humiliated, yelled at, or made to feel intimidated. The abuser may try to control the other person by telling them what to do, what to wear, or where they can and cannot go. Financial abuse is when a person tries to control and limit their partner's access to money so that the partner will be dependent on them. One example would be if the person discouraged or disallowed the partner to work and make their own money. Another is if the person takes the partner's money or credit cards and refuses to give them back. Another form of abuse is known as stalking and harassment. Stalking or harassing someone may include spying on them or following them around and constantly showing up where they are or refusing to leave when asked. Stalking also can include sending harassing or unwanted emails, texts, or posts. Finally, there is partner abuse that involves sexual abuse. This type of violence is when a person forces their partner to participate in sexual acts or behaviors without their consent, or ignores the partner's sexual boundaries. Just because a person is in an intimate relationship with someone doesn't mean that they must have sex with them or do sexual things that they find uncomfortable or demeaning. If you or someone you know is being abused in a relationship, it's important.
Man, this is heavy stuff. This is heavy stuff. Why did I call tonight's topic relationship as a contact sport? Well, according to Benjamin Carney out of UCLA, violence is ubiquitous within the human condition. Ubiquitous meaning it's everywhere, in every age group. You see babies fighting, toddlers fighting, all the way up to the elderly. So violence is part of the human condition. Now, Carney's work especially when he was at Florida and then he came over to UCLA. He's been at UCLA for over 20 years now. His work was on newlyweds. And he did studies where he found that domestic violence wasn't a major indicator for why people stayed together or broke up, all right? For why people broke up. What he was saying was, in all of the newlyweds that were in his test that had expressed or revealed that they had suffered from some form of domestic violence, 50% of those couples, they weren't newlyweds, as a matter of fact, they were engaged. And what he said, 50% of those couples went on to get married after the domestic violence happened. So what he was basically saying was, this is what you guys need to realize. Therapy can help some forms of domestic abuse. But the police can only deal with someone that is considered an intimate terrorist. An intimate terrorist is not in the same classification as intimate partner violence, although intimate partner violence is dangerous and can be deadly. I lost my job. I got fired. My car broke down. I got robbed on the way home. I get home finally with one shoe on, and my wife is going off on me about the garbage disposal. Frontal lobe hijack. The amygdala gets triggered. The limbic system goes into action. I push her. She trips. She falls, hits her head on the side of the coffee table, dies. That's intimate partner violence. Or common couple violence. I grab her and shake her up, right? Push her down on the floor. For some people, they can't come back from that, right? But that's the type of violence that you go to therapy for. This type of violence, you got to seek Jesus. You got to seek the police, the FBI, the CIA. You got to seek NORAD, everybody. This is intimate terrorism, right? Intimate terrorism is indicated by this standard power and control wheel. The 8 tactics of the original power and control wheel are coercion and threats, intimidation, emotional abuse, that's psychological. Intimidation is psychological. Isolation is psychological. Minimizing is psychological. Denying and blaming, psychological. Using the children, psychological. Economic abuse, financial. And then there's male privilege. I'm bigger and I'm stronger than you, and I can break you if you get out of line. These are all reinforced by physical and sexual violence. These are real things. That's an intimate terrorist, what I'm describing right now. That's call the police. That's get a family member to get your stuff while he driving a bus or whatever. Get your stuff, and then y'all disappear. You know, delete your phone, throw it away. That's what that is, right? And it's important that you understand that's what that is. Now, you can also call the National Domestic Violence Hotline, okay? And that number is 1-800-799-7233. Once again, that's 1-800-799-7233. I want to say it one more time for good measure. 1-800-799-7233. Or you can text BEGIN to 88788. All right? This is a heavy topic, and I think we need to have it, and I'm okay with having it, all right? Some people you can't talk down. Some people you can't convince to chill out. And I get it, you know, I get it. The phone lines are open. People want to talk about it. We had Sean on the line. I got to get his final thought on this. Sean, what's your final thought?
Well, I'll make it quick as I can. You know, the main thing is the brain is going to do what it does to survive. So a lot of people's brains, and this is like more scientific, but I thought I would bring it up here, is not stable. So the fact is that manipulators are not going to negotiate with you. They're not going to, try to come to a very nice conclusion, which you could if you had that ability. But the brain is not stable, so they don't negotiate. What they do is control. Control, and they do that, and it harms the relationship, and then you get into this area of, it's really hard to retrieve, and we all know crisis and all of that. So my point here is that's what happens. The solution is very difficult. The solution is to be cognizant that this is what's happening. And if you are a young person, girl, boy, whatever, make sure that you don't get involved with people that don't have that way to, have that resilience in their mind. But that takes a lot of being very cognizant of your awareness of what's going on. So, but please try. Just try. Because you don't want people to mess up your life, and you don't want people to, put a screw in your life when you're moving forward in a good way.
Thank you, my friend. We appreciate the call. You
Thanks,
brought
brother.
Oakland in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-15. Why are my callers dropping off? We have Boston. Where's everybody at? Get back on the phone line. 1-800-920-1580. Let's go to Los Angeles. Daryl in Los Angeles. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
This is Williams. How are you, sir? It's been a minute.
Yes, sir,
I
man.
picked up your book from you that night at the Cigar Lounge.
Hey, brother. I was so glad to see you, man. We're going to have another one, I think, June 15th.
Okay, good. Okay, this, back to the topic. This thing, dysfunction is ubiquitous, right? But when it comes to levels of dysfunction in relationships, they can go so deep. It's crazy. It reminds me of my ex-wife. Until I met her, I didn't know this level of discontent could even be in a relationship, right? She hated her dad, though, and that should have been a red flag for me. But I didn't see this much, and it's really just pain, and it's the way they act out. Because since her, I've met women that invites this kind of dysfunction in the relationship. If everything's going good, something's wrong, And I've also met women that like abuse. They don't like it, but they just feel it's some kind of security blanket. If you abuse me, then that means you care about me. It's amazing how it gets all twisted up in their mind, Now, to circle back to my ex-wife, she hated her dad. Her dad, as far as she's concerned, now, none of this was confirmed, but she said her dad cheated on her mom, and her dad was an alcoholic. Well, she hated him for that. Meanwhile, in our relationship, I was always accused of cheating because I worked long hours. Now, as far as she was convinced, though, that's her reality. I'm cheating. I'm not working, right? So, of course, that would involve problems. But to get to the level of verbal abuse, and she would get physical. I mean, I never really got physical with women like that. I just try to keep them off me. Don't hit me. Just let me I'll go to get a hotel or something. But she was vicious. She would stand in my way. She'd jump on the hood of my car. She'd do whatever but and then I had my sons hold her down so I could just get a hotel for the night because it was going to get, abusive and physical. And I don't like doing that with women. I don't even like arguing with my woman. Because when I do, I say something like you were talking about, or there was a young lady earlier in the call in the program that she was talking about
the verbal abuse, and you were speaking on it as well. Verbal abuse, for me, okay, I can take it. I got thick skin. But if I say something to her that it's vicious, it cuts deep, right? And that's not something you can heal. But that's why I don't like being pulled to that point. But it's what do you do? Like you were saying, you have a little blog task as well with women. And I don't know your situation, but it's amazing how your partner can bring out stuff in you that normally you could let slide, but it's your partner. So if she's in that, I'm speaking because if you get to that point with her, and then you sound off in a vicious way, I lose respect for her. I don't care what she said to me, but if I say it to you, it's just I don't have no. I could care less. I don't even want you no more. I mean, you mean nothing to me at that point, and it's sad because you're supposed to build a relationship on chemistry and all of that other stuff, and you think you're doing that, but when you get to the point where you arguing, you peel back that onion and you find out what you really have is a toxic soup of dysfunction, just for lack of a better word.
Hey, Daryl, stay with me, bro. Don't you go nowhere, because you done put a lot on the table. Stay with us. When we come forward, we're going back. No, we're going to stay right here in LA.
The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings will disappear.
Yo, what happened to my sister from Boston? Please call back in. Please call back in. We had the sister from Boston on the line. I was going to her before I went to Daryl. Please call back in. Hey, do you guys enjoy this show? Hey, I remember just by the end of last year, we were doing about $100 a show. We are currently at $25.94 on the super chat. The super chat is that $sign down at the bottom of the chat. If you want to donate there instead of sending it to my Cash App, you can donate right there. But please support this content, right? Because what's interesting is I was having a thought as I was saying that this is as good as PBS, the content on PBS. And PBS is always asking its listeners and viewers to support it. PBS, public broadcasting. Hey, if you enjoy this kind of programming, if you enjoy this type of content, please support. I'm doing no different than PBS, right? So please support. If you hit my Cash App, I will see your notification come across my phone and I will shout you out. Moderators, please assemble and put my Cash App in the chat. Support, support, support. PBS, WBAI, Gary Knoll. Right. I just don't understand. Like, we so reluctant to support our own, but we'll support Gucci. We'll support Louis Vuitton. We'll support motherfucking Nobu. We'll support all this name brand shit, and it don't be our name on it. That's what I don't understand. It don't have our name nowhere on that shit. Support some shit with my name on it. The Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. That's my name. So I just don't understand that shit. So much trepidation for your own folk. And that isn't to say that, again, some of our people do take advantage. So I get it, but damn. Kellogg's takes advantage. Why the fuck Kellogg's cereal got motherfucking antifreeze in it? That don't stop motherfuckers from going to get them Fruit Loops or the Rice Krispies, the frosted Rice Krispies. That don't stop motherfuckers from doing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Please support. We had callers, but they keep dropping. Somebody in a I guess got bad service. Here we go. Allegedly. Say young ego tripping and my mind is slipping. But I want you to know I'm not stupid. Everybody's saying things about me. I just can't seem to really know me. 'Cause I'm not stupid. I can see I've got a one-track mind. I can even know wrong from right. But don't you let me make you blind. I'm not stupid. Hello. This is R.C. Blakes, and I want to welcome you back again for another conversation. And I just need you.
That's his background music. I thought that was True Blow, Kill. What the hell?
This conversation tonight, but especially invite as many women in. And if we want to even specify even more, definitely invite as many young women in as possible. Though this conversation is not just for women, it's not just for young women, it's really for all of us. I don't usually do content based on any current news or current issues. But I think, due to the serious nature of what the world beheld last week, well, within, some recent days, the video of the young woman being physically abused, I thought that it warrants a conversation tonight. I had something altogether different that I was going to deal with tonight, but I think I want to deal with signs of an abuser. People ask me all the time, well, not all the time, but too much, why do you spend so much of your time and your energy providing content to women? Well, it's because the natural inclination of a healthy man is to do whatever he possibly can to protect womanhood. It's a natural reflex of a man to protect woman. If we were all in a space together and some kind of threat broke out, it would not be the natural inclination of a man to protect a man, unless that man would be a very old and helpless man, or unless that man is a little boy. But typically, all things being equal,
men reach to protect and to cover women.
Man, RC dropping some controversial knowledge. But is it psychologically sound? I don't know. I don't know. There's one aspect of it that I 100% agree with. Yes, if women are in a situation, men and women are in a situation, and something breaks out, and people need to be taken care of, real men will defend women and take care of women. Absolutely, they will protect and cover those women in that situation. Now, I can't speak for all men, but real men would step up if it's fighting somebody, if it's trying to disarm a situation. Real men are going to step up and protect women in a chaotic or violent, potentially violent situation. I know that for a fact. I've been one of those men that have stood up for women in those types of situations. However, I don't think it's cut and dry. And I don't think that's the point he was making. We just had to transition because my brother was taking a little bit of time to get to his point. But if his point is men have a natural inclination to not hurt women, I don't believe that's true. I don't believe that's true. I believe when you're looking at the psychological piece is saying wherever you came from, that's who you are. Whoever you learned from, that's who you are, right? If you came from a hurt situation, you came from a hurt situation. You might have some hardwired masculinity that says, oh man, we're in this, this crazy situation. You need to step up and help people. You might have that in you. See, people think in black and white, and they think monolithically. They think, oh, he's a good man. Good men do bad things. Please understand that. Good men are not perfect. Please understand that. Good men still have flaws. Please understand that. Good people are still liars. I know y'all don't want to hear it put that way. Good people know how to manipulate.
Your favorite politician.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So no disrespect to the brother. I ain't got nothing but love and respect for the brother, but we have to be careful when we say things that are not necessarily psychologically supported, right? Does psychology support the natural inclination of a man is to do this? Well, under what circumstance, under what condition, under what environment, and what is his mindset? Who raised him? What is he dealing with internally? We don't even ask these questions. We just have these kind of arbitrary blanket license beliefs, and we have to be careful of that. When I come forward, the voice of reason going back to the phone line. I ain't even gonna lie. The playlist is kind of dummy tonight. Is it me? The playlist is kind of slapping right now. Is it me, or did this show? It's 8:30. Hey, Andy. It's 8:30. What the? What in the? That's crazy. I guess, Eddie. I guess. That boy pulling up. I guess what's finna start popping? The Drew League. Guess who gonna be at the Drew League? Hey, this is my longest break. We got 4 minutes. I'm asking 5 people to go to my Cash App right now. Can I get 5 people to drop a 5 spot on my Cash App? Moderators, please assemble. Oh, that's what you asking about, Dr. She couldn't make it. She thought we would be here yesterday, so she couldn't make it. Yeah, she thought we would be here yesterday, but I told her yesterday was a holiday. We weren't doing radio yesterday. So we have to reschedule with her. I need 5 people. We got 4 minutes on this break. Can I get 5 people to hit my super chat? Show your love, show your appreciation if you're enjoying tonight's topic. Zach. I was about to say something real terrible. I was about to say something crazy. Oz, right. We're gonna need a dope topic for Doc. Oh no, don't worry. Yeah. You know she always comes in and cooks. She kills. What up? What up? What up? Nah, I was no. Is it okay to ghost if a potential partner starts acting goofy? I would say yes. I would say error. It's better to err on the cautious side than to experience something. City on the Hill Youth Foundation, we appreciate the support. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. City on the Hill Youth Foundation, nothing but love. We appreciate it. We got 2 minutes until we go live. And everybody thank or hit that like button to show City on the Hill Youth Foundation some love. Show them some love for tapping in with us. Everybody's saying things about me. Come on, Eddie. Big Eddie, come on, man. Thank you, brother, for hitting up the Cash App, man. Thanks, Eddie. Thank you to everyone who dug deep this evening in Zynga. Eddie C. Floyd, thank you. Everybody give Eddie a shout out. Man, I was supposed to go. No, you wasn't there. This I think it was Saturday. Was it Saturday? Yeah, I think it was Saturday. Everybody went to some way out fucking cigar lounge. I think it was in Murrieta or some shit way out. What's that? What's over there by the 15? Way out there. I was supposed to go on Saturday and they called me. They was all in front of the cigar lounge and they called me. I was in the bed asleep. And they were going to celebrate my birthday. So Eric called me and was like, yo, what's your ETA? I was like, oh, man, I forgot all about it. I ain't going. He was like, what? We all out here. They went anyway, by the way. Grady, everybody was there. Love from Oklahoma. Take a stance, make a stand for you. I would even lie, even die for you. Even though I'm cool, like a fool for you. I keep wondering. I could be the one that run your life.
Hello, thank you very much for watching and sharing these videos and the blogs and the links to them. Please do continue to do that. Continue to email me on all things. I'm just looking down at my read list here. But yeah, this one's about women as abusers. I've got a request for that. So women are perfectly capable of being abusive, just the same as men. Stats show in America that it's about 50-50. More male are reported. Maybe there's an ego thing in there that men don't like to admit they're being dominated, manipulated and controlled by an abusive woman. So it doesn't say that it's, stats don't suggest that it's more a male thing. Stats suggest that it's 50-50. Domestic abuse, that's when it gets physical, then it is more male. That again is reported. So stats can be misleading. So yeah, very prevalent, and I'm getting more and more men comment and coming in to me asking questions. So thank you very much for that. I had one woman that said an interesting comment about do I like just helping women. It isn't just women that come to me asking for help. So thank you very much. I think I said that in the last video. So
That was interesting. He said it's about 50-50. And I think where the disparity comes in is the CTS. The CTS is old. They shouldn't be using the CTS if they're still using it. Tactics, the conflict tactics survey. That's the problem. Again, if you look at the stats, women are more violent than men. It's just that they're more violent in a different category. That's why he said when it comes to domestic violence, that's when it gets physical. And when he mentioned physical, he said that's where men dominate. Exactly. So the CTS, Conflict Tactics Survey, is this old survey they used to use to kind of gauge it. But it doesn't account for impact. So by using it, you just reading, the data will say, there you go, women are more violent than men. But it doesn't account for impact. So when you account for impact, but when men get physical, they tend to break women. They tend to kill women. Do you see? Because of the physical aspect. And the conflict tactics survey doesn't effectively address that. Or at least it didn't back in the day. Hopefully it's been rewritten. And we'll catch up on that. We got our brother Daryl on the line. Daryl, get back in here, man, and finish your thought, my good friend. Go ahead.
So, I'm glad you played that last piece because they have shows dedicated to women killing guys and their abusers, and that Snap show, and that's all about women killing guys. So I would think it's more along.
But are they
the lines of-
killing out of revenge? Are they killing out of CPTSD? Like you have to factor in the nuance. Like a woman just I don't see a woman just saying, you know what, I don't like him. I'm gonna put some arsenic in his soup. I think I think a lot of these situations are like, who was Whoopi Goldberg's character in The Color Purple? Celie. So I think a lot of these situations might be Celie situations. Well, the new Celie, and no disrespect to this young lady, might be, I don't even want to say her name. I'm just gonna say Diddy's ex. Because clearly she put up with a lot of stuff.
That
Right?
part. Now that's
Reactive abuse. Yes. Go ahead, brother.
That's a different contrast. But it did. Well, my birthday is tomorrow, so yours was last week, so you know we both Gemini's. But I was going to say,
Yes, sir.
Liz Borden started it off.
Who?
Lizzie Borden. You remember that lady in the 50s that chopped up her husband with an axe?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to say, love is battlefield. It really is.
Wow.
And you really have to try to find the silver lining if your partner is worth it.
Even if you don't have, listen, man, you dropping jewels. Even if you don't have any domestic violence issues, you still got to cultivate and nurture the silver lining.
Yeah, because they're coming. I mean, it's always going to be contrast coming.
Right.
The relationship is built to it, though. Can you get to the other side?
Right.
Is it worth it?
Right.
Can you build a chemistry that can absorb any kind of situation and
Man.
make you stronger?
Man, I appreciate you, brother. Listen, I hope to see you, man. I hope to see you on your birthday, man. Come through the Cigar Lounge, man. Let's talk about it. You brought Los Angeles in the building. I appreciate it. Who's up next? Because I can't see their names over here. Who's up next on line 1? Nzinga. Get in here. Nzinga, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Hey, good evening. This is my first thought is this is a really important conversation. Aside from the spectacle that we saw, a lot of people are going through it and it's hidden.
Mm-hmm.
They don't talk about it out of embarrassment. Men too. Men go through it a lot. But I want to get your thought on how verbal abuse kind of is like a gateway into the physical part.
That's heavy.
Because I think sometimes people will, they'll begin to verbally abuse you and see how far they can go. And if you allow them to, especially if the man or woman is a little more opposite sex centered.
What do you mean?
Where sometimes people can be opposite sex centered, like a woman can be male centered, a man can be male centered, where they value, the masculine, or they value what the feminine has to say more over everything. And so I think sometimes if they have that psychology in their head, it may be easier to move on from the verbal to the physical because they won't see it as something bad. They may see that as love.
Right. Absolutely.
Sometimes people, he didn't mean to do that. She didn't mean to do that. They can't help but to act like that they love me. They just don't know how to show it, or that's how they show they love me.
Yeah, that's a tortured soul. That's somebody who's already been through something. That's somebody who has a pattern of that, and that's their norm, so to speak. And then on the opposite end,
I would agree.
the person who's doing the verbal abuse or the psychological abuse or the emotional abuse, that person tends to seek out the person they're abusing. This is the dynamic you see with the narcissist and the SLD, the self-love deficient, or what is known as the codependent, right? The narcissist, covert narcissist, grandiose narcissist, whatever, they seek out codependents because they're attracted to them, and vice versa, because they know that that's a ready supply right there, right? And then part of the narcissistic cycle, after blowing you up, after putting you on a pedestal, after making you, the peak of Mount Everest, is the devaluation stage. So you can clearly link the devaluation stage, the denigration, devaluation, you can link that to emotional abuse, to verbal abuse.
Okay.
Hmm.
But what about the? Okay, and you called it all that, but to me, I always saw it as a sadist, a masochist kind of relationship.
Could be.
You know, someone who feels they deserve that. But after the devaluation, I think sometimes that
Well, wait.
goes away.
You just said something really big. Someone who feels they deserve that.
There are people. I remember I saw something. I can't remember where I saw it, but the guy was like, I can always tell at the bar the girls who don't have no daddies. And I mean, my dad wasn't in my life, but I've never I don't know. And I guess I'm blessed that I've never had a man put their hands on me or anything like that. I've never had to defend myself from that. I never felt like I deserved anything like that. But, to the men and women out there, you don't.
But let's go back, because that was such a big piece that you brought up. And the response, that girl didn't have a daddy, that still shouldn't result in her getting beat, because the layers go even deeper, right? So the layer is this. Maybe it was good she didn't have a daddy in this particular case, right? We always think, oh, if you had a daddy, this wouldn't have happened. Well, what if the daddy is toxic? Wouldn't it be better to not have a toxic daddy than to have a toxic daddy? Some people would argue that, right? So I don't think it's always just the factor, or your daddy wasn't there, because she could have been raised by a good woman who had a daddy and instilled some of those beliefs as well. You got to remember, this is where that old adage comes in. It's not the issue that is your issue. It's how you respond to the issue that is your issue. So if she attracts, because she's self-love deficient, right? If she attracts a narcissist, somebody who's going to devalue her, somebody that's going to be abusive towards her emotionally, and maybe even get physically abusive, you got to remember, at the end of the day, how he responds is not on her. That she ain't got nothing to do with how he responds. Now, her wounds might be related to his wounds. They might like each other. Their central nervous system locked up together. But the bottom line is, when he crosses the line, he's culpable. And watch this. And then I turn the table. When she crosses the line physically, then she's culpable. Do you see how that works? Yeah.
I do. And I just want to do two more small points. The reason I bring up the paternal is because that is the first relationship with the man that us as women will encounter.
Yeah, he teaches y'all boundaries, right?
Okay, and he sees you, grounds you, the worthiness and things like that. So if it's lacking in the relationship, then you go after him in all your relationships.
100%.
And so that's why I say that, you can sometimes attract, like a moth to a flame, you can attract those type of men sometimes. And as far as like the devaluation. Wait.
Hold on, I got to carry you forward. Stay with me, Nzinga. You cooking. When we come forward, back to Pensacola, Florida, and we got another Oaklandite in the building. Let's go.
Last clip? Last clip?
Huh?
Last clip?
No clip.
Power Savers program and use your smart thermostat to help ease strain on the electric grid during peak electric demand. You'll save electricity while you lower your bill. Plus, as a power saver, you can get up to $185 in prepaid gift.
Again,
Don't have a smart thermostat? No problem.
I'm not perfect.
Sign up at
Man, in my 20s, I was a monster, you know, and not like a monster like that, but I have my issues as well, childhood trauma, all types of shit. It made me act out in all kinds of ways in school, everywhere. So, you know, but something happened when I was 17 that kind of shifted my consciousness to where, by 18, I became a Muslim. And studying Islam for the next 12 years kind of just shifted my whole consciousness. I threw myself into Islam and all religions, so to speak, science and spirituality and metaphysics. I like really went into that. What's up, Suge Mac 510? And that's what caused me to start changing. But before then, I was just reckless and wild and free with no real home training. Outside of the home training that I got for the most part was from my uncle. I saw him yesterday. He came to the cigar lounge unannounced at 10 at night with a fucking birthday gift. I didn't live in his household, but he made sure that he was in mine. And he raised me. He raised me even to this day. I love him to death. So yeah, you just got to listen, if you came from a fucked up situation like I did, you just have to be committed to putting in the work to change. That's it. And don't try to change in one day, right? Just keep your head down and keep working on yourself. And when you look up, you go, damn, that was 10 years ago I started this project. Wow, look at all the shit I've accomplished in 10 years. And then you look up again and you go, wow, that was 15 years ago. But each time you look up, you see so much shit in front of you that you might be tempted to say, I haven't moved that far. But really, you have. So, you understand what I'm saying? Like, don't let none of that shit discourage you. Nobody's perfect. Greatness is on a spectrum. And Zinga, you got to keep it short. We got 5 minutes. And then I got to grab Otto. Otto, you got to keep it short.
More. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Ladies and gentlemen, my playlist is my co-host. You've been listening to the wonderful sounds of Troop, Pasadena's finest. All night long, we've been on fire. Great conversation. Let me get Nzinga back in here to get her final thought. Nzinga, what are your final thoughts?
Well, no final thought, because I would want to give the next caller some room. I'll just say, if you are going through a domestic violence situation, man or woman, to please call the National Domestic Violence Hotline. It's English and Spanish. They also have a language line if you do not speak, if you speak something other than English or Spanish. They are open 24 hours, and it is 800-799-7233. Thank you and good night.
We love it. Thank you. You brought Pensacola, Florida in the building. Hey, Otto, you're the final caller of the night. Oakland in the house. What's up, my friend? What are your thoughts on tonight's topic? You got to keep it brief, though.
Oh, man, I got to keep it brief. Well, okay, well, let me just let you know this. I appreciate this broadcast. Thank you very much. I learned a lot from you. I just wanted to add in, I got 5 sisters. And the story that I got, I'm the oldest, of protecting them sisters in Oakland. I'm going to tell you, man.
Town business.
Walking down the street,
trying to get them away from the drug dealers, you know, when they was young, trying to explain to them these guys don't mean no good to you. And you know what? They still dealt with them. So when the drug dealer put hands and feet on them, I got to come over there and drag her out. I ain't touching him because my mama had already told you don't mess with him, but you wanted to get a baby by him. So I got to smack my sister up and drag her home. So all this understanding of, you know, protect the woman when, you know, when she dealing with the pookies and the ray-rays and no, I don't. Look, I understand a real woman getting kidnapped, thrown in trunks, and all that type of stuff for sure. But if you walking up to these pookies and ray-rays and dysfunctional men, you on another level of non-womanhood. You still a girl. You still something else. I can't define you as a woman. So we gotta hear that. We gotta have a scale. It don't matter. A definition of manhood, and we gotta have a scale of a definition of womanhood. And shout out to all the Geminis. You know, some June 8.
Come on.
You know, most of the times, you know, I got your back on a lot of things, but as far as these women who volunteer with dysfunction, I'm gonna leave you where you at.
Hey, man, I appreciate the insight. No judgment over here, but I have to address it. We have to dismantle all of these harmful beliefs. How do you have a perfect standard for how men and women should act when everybody broken? Everybody got problems. Everybody got issues. Don't you know, even if you in the hood, but you doing better than the bottom of the hood, you still in the hood. You on the hood spectrum. So what happens is we get these idealized, these like, oh, you know, everybody should whop, whoop, whop. No, there are no perfect beliefs here. If you dealing with, listen, I guarantee if we sat down with my brother's family, Otto, and we sat down with Otto's people, we gonna find some generational curses. So even though mama said, don't do that. Mama said, don't go over there. Don't mess with them. Something is being addressed spiritually by approaching that type of energy. It's consciousness too. Man, this is a deep conversation. Don't make me revisit it tomorrow. Listen, we started the conversation. It's up to you to finish it. The Voice of Reason on Fire for Monday. Let's get it tomorrow. Great show tonight, guys. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm Zoe Williams, your brother, the voice of reason. And I'm out. I'm out, y'all.